issue around the protest was the mobilization was around the finance bill. But was the finance bill really the problem?
Jobs, ladies and gentlemen, is our other priority. It is time for us to stem the tide of youth unemployment. Every year, 800,000 young people join the workforce, and over 600,000 of them do not find opportunities for productive work.
What did we see? We started seeing flamboyant politicians running around with bags and bags of money. Yet, for the ordinary mwananchi, life was still pressing us.
There was high corruption levels in government. We could all see it. Na wananchi walikuwa wanaendelea na kuteseka. Healthcare ni problematic. Education was very problematic. Still is.
We have a deaf government, a government that doesn't listen. Last year we had a finance bill that was passed, and Ruto threatened every member of parliament, if they don't pass it, he's going to punish them. And he came back with the same language this year.
Munisaidie tu hawa watu walipe ushuru. Wakilipa ushuru hiyo kazi mimi nafanya kama risasi. Si ndio?
The president himself went on national TV saying, I am going to make sure that by the time I leave, the Kenyans will be paying almost 25% of.
I want in my term, God willing, to leave it at between 20 and 22%. It's going to be difficult. I have a lot of explaining to do. People will complain.
It was just the sheer arrogance of the president going to rallies and churches, threatening not only Kenyans, but even members of parliament.
We had to rise up as the people of Kenya.
The finance bill became a trigger for what was already an existing problem.
Some of the proposals in the bill was, for example, to extend the amnesty so that we have people that are locked down with interest and penalties, that they are able to recover themselves, that they're able to get forgiven all those penalties and interest. It was about expanding our local manufacturing, making sure that our locally manufactured products are more competitive in the market.
Reject! Reject! Reject!
What is the justification of raising the VAT on bread from 0 to 16%?
The initial thinking was maybe the bread has there's a concern about diabetes and all that.
So there's a study showing that it's coming from bread.
I'm not from National Treasury, Sam.
We listened to the issues Kenyans were raising on many of the provisions that were contained in the published finance bill. And you remember a week or two before we tabled that the final report of the committee, after public participation on the floor of parliament, we had our own PG as a Kenya Kwanza group, and we indicated to the country all the amendments that we would carry.
And therefore, the proposed 16% VAT on bread has been dropped. We have agreed that the motor vehicle tax cannot be amended through an income tax act, and therefore that proposal has been dropped.
This is the best thing that happened to Kenya, that we are having a conversation on issues that are of the nature of our country. Today, Kenyans know there is something called finance bill.
If you look at that press conference, they were laughing at us. They were mocking us. They did a lot of piecemeal adjustments, but the entire picture is very wrong. Members of parliament are supposed to be independent, but members of parliament went to state house to present the budget before the president, before it's passed in parliament. That meant that whatever we say, it's a done deal. We don't care, we don't matter.
If you look at our constitution, it's our party leader who convenes parliamentary group meetings. It's up to him to decide whether he wants to hold the meeting at Kasarani or at State House, where it's convenient for him. And therefore, but the decisions made are decisions made by parliament.
But the party leader is not supposed to be a party leader, it's supposed to be the president of the entire country. But now the problem is we have a parliament that plays partisan politics. we have a parliament that does not care about the people. So by them going to State House, they're insulting all of us. So what did we do? When we did the first Occupy Parliament on June 18th, we went, I think they arrested about 100 of us on that particular day. It was actually a build-up to the day they were going to pass the bill. Because we told them, you cannot pass this bill if you don't agree with it. And we did not just threaten, we did it.
People were tear gassed. We asked them to leave because they are older women from the Mau Mau era. And we continued with the protest until about 6:30 p.m. from 11 a.m.
In a dramatic game of cat and mouse between the protesters and anti-riot police, scores have been arrested. Despite this, the demonstrators vow to continue their agitation against the...
We were arrested. We told them we're going to go back on Thursday because Parliament sits Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then we went on Thursday.
How can we peaceful protesters come here peacefully saying we do not want this? And what do? You throw at us tear gas, you throw at us water with pili-pili. What is that?
We're here because our MPs have forgotten who put them in office. We are the young people that employ them. In 3 to 4 years, they'll come back to us selling us building castles in the sky. Yeah. And we're here to tell you guys that we're tired.
Thank you. Where does the money go? Yeah. We can't finance your posh life, tuanunulie magari kubwa kubwa, and we see nothing.
Unaona hii ndio inatusaidia. Na wacha kufikiria jenzi hatujui vitu. We know the constitution, we are learning it, na tunafundishana. Next kama MPs wakivote yes, tunawa recall.
Towards the end of that, we heard of the death of Rex.
Yes.
I got a call from my wife, because my wife is also a business lady. It was around 7 there. She was crying. She never knew I'm at home already. She was crying, saying, Rex is dead. Rex has been shot. Then I couldn't believe whatever she said. Then I just hung up the phone, then threw it on the table. At least when she came home at around at 7:30, she confirmed so.
So I was at home and someone had tweeted saying, there's a family whose son has been shot dead. He's at this mortuary and the family is asking for help. So I left the house, went, met Rex's mom and Rex's dad at the hospital.
Where we found body of Rex laid down, full of blood. And the report we got there was that he bled a lot. There was an open wound on Rex's left thigh. The wound was caused by a bullet. Rex was 29 years.
The killing of Rex and all the other, Denzel, Caroline, all the other young people that were killed really hurt us as the young people and deepened really our resolve to change our country, because Rex could have been me. Rex could have been any one of us that was on the streets that day.
You either vote yes or no, or abstain.
Sam, let me tell you, June 25th, not just in my time as a member of parliament, but in the history of this country, was one of the darkest periods for any country and any parliament.
On that day, we had a subcommittee of cabinet, chaired by the deputy president, then, at his official residence in Karen.
We had a parliamentary group meeting and at the county hall. And we discussed the matter extensively as a parliamentary group.
All